Hello everyone, I'm Rosphere, and in this video we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 and how to do this.
What the fuck?
Somebody help me!
So, within Cyberpunk 2077 we have 5 basic skill trees: intelligence, body, reflex, technical ability, and cool. And each one of these skill trees has different synergies with other skill trees, right? So, cool has a lot of synergies with reflexes, for example. It also has synergies with tech, but tech has synergies with just about every other skill tree because tech is useful on its own in that it allows you to craft things like unlocking legendary crafting and stuff like that. So tech is really good for that. It also has some energy weapon stuff if you're looking to go more into energy weapon damage and stuff like that. But beyond that, for example, cool is, like I said, has a lot of synergies with reflexes. It has some synergies with body, and it has synergies with intelligence. It also has some synergies with tech, so cool also has synergies with just about everything. Body really only has good synergies with cool and reflexes. Again, tech is useful on its own, so it's also synergistic with body, but I would never compare body with intelligence. But that's just me offhand because intelligence is based more on a hacking playstyle, and body is based more on just run in and shoot everything up. Reflexes has really good synergies with body and cool. Intelligence really only has great synergy with cool beyond tech, so I would only really pair these two together, cool and intelligence. I wouldn't pair cool intelligence with just about anything else as far as like a main skill tree, because I don't really look at tech as being like a main tree because it's more useful just for the crafting on its own. So going back here to cool, for example, we'll look at some of the synergies within this tree. It actually has some hidden stuff within it, cold blood, for example. Everything in here, everything in this tree, with the exception of this skill here, every single one of them increase attack speed by 10% per stack of cold blood. So every single one of these skills in here relies on this, on the cold blood passive, right? So beyond the cold blood passive, every single one of them relies on that except for this one. It just increases headshot damage by 50%, just boom. Okay, I mean, I don't see why anybody would not take that. It's a really good skill to have. It's a really good passive to have, and it doesn't rely on any other passives like the cold blood passive. So it increases your headshot damage by 50%. If we go over here to stealth and we go to sniper, it increases headshot damage fired from outside of combat by 50%. So if you're stealth and you have this cold blood perk here and the stealth perk here, you're going to do 100% bonus damage off the bat with headshots. And then you pair that with this increased damage dealt with silenced weapons by 25% while sneaking. That's another 25% bonus damage on top of all of those, right? And then we can go back here, we can go into reflexes and go to handguns. We go to increase crit chance with pistols and revolvers by 12%. And then this one here is a big one: increase headshot multiplier with pistols and revolvers by 30%. That's actually huge. That's a massive amount of damage. And it all starts to add up over time. So you end up eventually getting crits like you saw at the beginning of the video, where I currently have over 100% crit chance while stealthed. My crit damage is increased by almost 200%. And yeah, it's actually just, it's massive. And part of that is because I'm using a revolver, and revolvers are much slower than regular pistols as far as their attack speed, meaning that their top end attack or damaging ability, or not damaging ability, but their top end base damage is much higher. So the faster the weapon attacks, generally the lower the top end base damage is going to be, even if it says it has higher damage on it, right? You want to look at the top end damage, not the DPS, because all of your damage scales off of that top end damage and not the DPS itself, right? So if you're using a full auto pistol, for example, your crits are going to be much smaller and you won't crit anywhere near as high. For example, I saw somebody using a similar build to what I'm doing, that they spent much more time on it and min-maxed it much more. They're critting over 400k, and honestly, they didn't do it completely perfectly either. If it's done perfectly with all the best items in the game, you could probably be getting crits somewhere around 7 or 800k with a pistol. So, and that's from stealth. And then there's other synergies as well. I've recently started a new character that I'm having a lot of fun with, and I'm actually making that my main character over this one, even though this one's higher level and has more street cred and all that because I've been playing it longer. And I just want to play another character because this one's a corpo, and my other character is now a nomad, and then I'm going to make a street kid, and they're all going to have different builds, and it's yeah. But beyond that, my nomad character, I'm building. I'm setting up, and I'm spending a lot more time min-maxing and making it more perfect within the abilities and things like that. And I came up with a build that I'm calling the Johnny Silverhand build, because I made it specifically to play like Johnny Silverhand does in some of those side missions that you get when you first find out that he's in your head. And you're playing as Johnny Silverhand, going through Arasaka Tower, just ripping through people with a pistol. So again, it comes down to the synergies of reflexes and cool. If we look here in reflexes and go to handguns, we go to all these different damaging abilities. There's a whole bunch of bonus to pistol damage. This one increases pistol damage by 3%, stacking 3 times up to I think it goes to 10%, even though it should be 9. The last one's actually 4%. So 10% damage, 30% damage for headshots, higher crit chance, all this, there's a whole, 7% damage to limbs, increased crit damage with pistols by 10%, stacking twice, so 20% crit damage. Basically, within this, you can build up a huge number of bonus damage with pistols, and crit chance. So you're going to be critting nearly 100% of the time, and doing huge bonus crits. So there's actually a lot of damage within just this skill tree inside of reflexes on its own. So if we go from there and we go back to cool, we go into cold blood, and we pair cold blood with handguns, right? So cold blood has a whole bunch of stuff that works off of this cold blood passive, and it stacks up to 3 times. Initially, I believe you can get increased max stack amount of cold blood by 1, and there's another one that does something similar. I don't know. There it is. Yeah. So you can get more cold blood stacks, and based on the cold blood, you get increased resistances per stack of cold blood, reduced quick hand cooldown, or quick hack cooldown. Sorry. While cold blood is active, you're immune to bleeding, poison, all this other stuff. Basically, you become a tank. So you become this massive tank while you're have these cold blood effect rolling on yourself. And to keep it up, essentially, you have to just keep killing people. So after defeating an enemy, you gain a stack of cold blood for 10 seconds, increasing your movement speed by 2%, up to stacks up to 1 times, and you can stack this 3 times. So you get this, plus all the other bonuses effect that are within Cold Blood that turn you into basically an unkillable tank, and that works really cool with the handguns because you get the massive damage from the handguns, and you can just run through and slaughter people like the nothing, and become super tanky, so you don't have to sit behind cover and stay stealth all the time. So it works a little bit opposite of what I'm built currently, with all the damage coming from stealth and having this massive bonus damage from attacking from within stealth. If the Silverhand builds works the way I think it'll work, I'll be having similar crit damage or similar damage to what I'm doing currently. The only difference is I won't have to be stealth to make it happen. So that just shows you that there's a lot of synergies and different ways to pair these different trees together to make really interesting and fun builds. And it's one of my favorite things about Cyberpunk, besides the story, is just the sheer amount of synergies that you have within these skill trees, and different things that you can do. Because the builds that I'm coming up with are totally different than builds that other people are going to be able to come up with, because they pair together so crazily. Like, there's probably synergies with intelligence that I'm not thinking of because, like I said before, I wouldn't really pair intelligence with anything other than stealth, just because of the way that quick hacking and breach protocol works. It just feels like it works better for kind of this stealthy netrunner type build. And I know a lot of people are probably going the netrunner, like, intelligence stealth build. But maybe there's an intelligence body synergy that I'm not thinking of, or an intelligence reflexes thing that I'm not thinking of, that are, that could be out there. Another thing that would be really fun, actually, I just remembered, is within reflexes, you have blades. So there's a lot of synergies with blades and stealth, right? So if I go back from here, blades into cool and stealth, we have dagger dealer, which allows you to throw your daggers, throw knives. We have all knives apply poisons, deal 20% more damage to deal 20% more damage to enemies affected by poison. And then over here, damage from poison is doubled. Now, I don't know for sure because I haven't tested it, but I'm assuming that these would stack, right? So it would deal 20%. If you poison an enemy, you deal 20% additional damage to that enemy, which means your poison would deal 20% additional damage as well, and then double it. So you're going to have a massive amount of poison damage coming from knives that basically you could throw at somebody, poison them, do a shitload of damage, and then throw another one and just obliterate them. Now, I do know that it consumes your knife when you throw it, which is kind of shitty, but beyond that, you could come up with a stealth build, for example, where you're just running around with a dagger in your hand and stabbing people in the back and instantly killing them, just like stab, 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 and they just die. And staying in stealth the whole time because you're applying this poison. It doubles your damage. It does crazy. There's crazy little inner workings that go with that. So if you're like stacking all that, and then you go back to reflex as blades, there's things in here that increase your damage with blades and things that blades do, stuff like that. They apply bleeds and other stuff. So there's crazy synergies that work within each tree. And I've been finding more and more as I keep looking at them, and it's absolutely awesome. So, again, like I said, it's one of my favorite things in Cyberpunk, besides the story. Story's amazing. I just wanted to look at the talent trees here and kind of point out the synergies and show people what they could be doing with them, maybe give some people ideas for builds, stuff like that. So, yeah, with that being said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.